Why am I like this? What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today is Fjordsfest 2021. A term coined by one of you in my comments and it just stuck. I like it very much. There is Fjordsfest merch. It has a bunch of the brands that we're gonna be talking about today, although some of them didn't make the cut. I know, super piping hot tea. So the way that this video is gonna work, which I'm sure that you've seen in the thumbnail, we're gonna have a super normal time. I'm going to swipe a bunch of berry colored cream blushes on my face and I've arranged them to the best of my ability from cool to warm, and we're gonna just basically sort through them in that respect. The reason that it is called Fjordsfest is because these are the types of shades that, when applied to the skin, give you that natural flush like you just took a lap in cold weather, maybe someplace Nordic, like a fjord. Even though a fjord is a body of water, I'm so sorry. It was just something that stuck, and that's just what it is. And so Fjordsfest 2021 is about to commence. I have all of my berry toned blushes here before me. I cannot promise that we're going to capture the order of these perfectly, but I'm wondering at the end if I'm going to be able to resist the urge to take a brush and blend them together in a gradient. We're just gonna have to find out. So let's go ahead and jump into Fjordsfest 2021. Do you feel the magic? I feel the magic. It feels special. Okay, we are starting with a weird one, and that's because this is a palette. So this is the Danessa Myricks Luxe Cream palette in the nudist colorway. Obviously not all of these are Fjords shades. You kind of get into the Fjordsy shades over here. So, you know, there's like this very, very pretty, like, you know, deep brown color that could be Fjordsy on very deep skin. We definitely want to make sure that we have some options there. There is another gorgeous kind of more rusty brown. Oh, but it's got like the most gorgeous nuance to it. These are not going to particularly obey the order because obviously like these are meant to be a spectrum in and of themselves, but these two, they don't have names by the way, are also very effective at the Fjordsiness of it all. But it is just a spectrum of some of the most useful shades in my collection. So I really enjoy this, and I actually, even though it's a little bit of a sticky formula, I do like the formula. A lot of Danessa Myricks' products are like that, I feel like. They're sticky if you just go nuts with them, but they're really not meant to be applied that heavily because they are super pigmented. I left my towel over there. That's going to really, it's gonna really throw a wrench in things, isn't it? Okay, next, in terms of coolness, and I also mean that in reference to Miss Rihanna Fenty because she is so cool. This is Cool Berry from her Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush. I think that these are like $22, and this is almost straight up purple. But she does have one that is straight up purple, and it is called Drama Class. So this is not the purplest one, but I can wear this. I do think it's beautiful, and it is going to balance out if you have really warm undertones, like very golden undertones. You're going to get whatever is left over basically after the purple cancels out the yellow, and the further you get down the cool spectrum of undertones, the more kind of true to this shade it's going to appear. I actually took a picture because I wanted to make sure that I didn't get them out of order because I had to like do it on the floor and then move it over here because that seemed efficient at the time. We next have Fervor. This is from Phytosurgeons, and it is their Skin Spark blush. So beautiful. I'm gonna just do that. I'll still kind of, I don't know, maybe I'll just whoop all the way around my face. Who knows? Who knows how it's gonna work, but that's Fervor, and you can see it's starting to go a little bit more in kind of the pink direction. This is the closest thing I have to a Fjordsy shade from them. It doesn't necessarily read as like that kind of rusty red that is the most natural looking flush for me, but there are some skin tones that this is going to appear Fjordsy on, you know, depending on your preference of berry. Next, this is the new one from Salt New York. This is what was holding up the video to begin with. I was like, I can't do the Fjords video until I get plum in my hand. So this is, I think it's actually called Sugar Plum, but it just says plum on the back. And this is the new winter, half of the new winter duo from Salt New York. And it's just this gorgeous, like, wintry purple shade. Wow. Is that helpful? I'm gonna put that on my whole nose because otherwise you won't be able to see it unless I'm facing straight forward. I told you we're gonna have a super normal time today. I like that one very muchly. Super sheer. A lot of these have opacity to them, and this one is very, very sheer and will work on anybody. The Eve shade is next from Glossier Cloud Paint, and she, I might have done this a little bit out of order. It's just different, you know what I mean? Like these have more pink in them, which isn't necessarily a warm or cool thing, and this just has like a deeper blue. That makes sense. I look wounded. I apologize. I hope I don't get demonetized for like horror makeup. All right, off to a roaring start. Let's go in next with Tessa in the Triple Threat Color Stick from Thrive Cosmetics. This is where we're getting into like my favorite shades to wear, because you start to see, like, yes, we still have the purple in there a little bit, but we're starting to get into kind of a more neutral base. It's still quite cool toned, but my skin is yellow undertoned slightly. So understand that my skin is always going to try to cancel out a little bit of the purple. And that's why I'm applying really fat swatches too, so that you can see the true color. This is such a gorgeous formula, as opposed to like the Salt New York that's going to be really translucent, and the Cloud Paint, which is going to be like just incredibly pigmented and very like liquidy when you're spreading it out. This is going to be, the Thrive is going to be very silicone-y and almost dry as you spread it out. It does completely dry down and go almost to like a powder. It's very pretty. It's a really unique formula. Next, I have this little palette here from Keirweis, and I think that you can buy this individually. The shade is Effervescence, and it is their berry shade that's in this little happy palette, I think is what it's called. I don't necessarily totally love this palette because when I got the shades in my hand, they didn't look the way that they did online. They looked like they were going to lean cooler online. And this is really just straight down the middle of a neutral berry, isn't it? You know, and to me, the Keirweis, that's what they do really well, is nuanced colors, and this just felt kind of like flat to me for them. It's a beautiful color, it's a beautiful formula, but it's just not as surprising as I was hoping for, but it's a very like perfectly neutral, right in the middle of berry toned blush. Next we have Makeup by Mario. I've been around my husband too long. Makeup by Mario Plum Berry. That's why I said Mary. Mary Berry. Another completely different reference. Okay, so this is Plum Berry. Ooh. And that one actually is probably closer to this one, and then we could have like swapped the Keirweis one, but so gorgeous. An abundance of product for your money, especially if you are a makeup artist and wanting to, you know, load up your kit. This is very cost effective, beautiful formula, it blends like a dream. Yeah, I definitely put those, you know, kind of in the wrong order. Should we wipe it off and switch them? Okay, fine. Plumberry Effervescence. Oh, I think we'll all sleep better tonight. All right, so we're getting to kind of, I feel like the middle. As far as undertone is concerned, these are pretty neutral and they all start to look very similar. So just bear with me through the next few. It's gonna look like I'm swatching the same thing. We're going to start with Nearly Berry from Rare Beauty. This is not my favorite formula. It's a frustratingly silicone-y formula. And when you, I don't like it. It's got this like, not a texture that I want to interact with my fingers. Like if anything, I would put it on a brush, but it's just kind of icky. It's like too silicone-y. It picks itself back up. Anyway, it's a very pretty color. Again, it's right squarely in the middle of berry, which is weird because it's called Nearly Berry. I would say it's squarely berry. Then we have Raspberry from Salt New York, which you would absolutely expect to be squarely in the middle because, like, you know, Salt New York, she's just really trying to simplify your routine and there's no smoke and mirrors. It's like, this is the color that this is. She has the adjuster shades and everything, and there are very nuanced shades, but she's not trying to like trick you with any of her colors. She's like, yo, it's raspberry. Okay, so that's raspberry. And it gets pretty darn pink, like on me especially, because my skin just really wants to cancel out any blue that's in there. Next, we have Flower Blush Balm in the shade Bitten. Don't be confused, the next shade is called Bitten too, from a different brand. And this is a gorgeous formula that I have not gotten to use enough on camera, but very, very pretty serum gel weight kind of texture, very beautifully pigmented, very purely pigmented, does stay a little bit dewy on the skin, just applies in a really uncomplaining way. And she just knocked it out of the park on this formula. I regret that I haven't like made more of a fuss about it. It's very, very pretty. I think I just don't because the shade is not particularly nuanced. Like it's just berry pink, looks like, you know, grape jelly. All right, and then we have I think this is my first ever cream cheek, and I still have it, and it's definitely super duper expired, but I keep it around for these like swatching purposes. A Fine Romance from Ilia. You see how these are all, like those all look pretty much the same. Different formulas. The Ilia is going to be, it's actually a little bit more rusty colored, but the Ilia is going to be a little bit more matte. The Flower Beauty is going to be a little bit dewier. The Rare Beauty over here is just icky. I would not, I'm so sorry if you love it. It's just weird. I don't know, it gives me goosebumps. And then Salt New York is always going to be a more like sheer formula that is just more watercolory because it's meant to work on so many different skin tones. Okay, and then we get into, you know, getting back into nuance. This is one of my favorite shades. This might be, I don't know, guys. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's definitely one of my favorite Fjords shades. And this is the M Cosmetics in Bitten. And you just see how it goes like, you know, we're just like berry, 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 and then there's, it's just rich. It's rich, but it's still like has a little bit of a cool tone to it. And I think it also is very personal, the way that it interacts with my undertones. You know, I don't think that everybody is going to see the same thing when they put this on their skin. It just happens to be one of my personal faves. And I really like the formula. It's called the So Soft Blush. And it is so soft. It's really, really creamy, super easy to put on. You can just dab it on, very highly pigmented, but not in a way that gets away from you. I think it's a really, really brilliant, subtle kind of formula. I need to drink water, I am parched. Okay, next we have Tower 28 Beach Please Lip and Cheek in After Hours. One thing that I did not do was like pull out every lipstick that could have been used as a blush. Good grieferoni. We could have been here all freaking day. I would have been swatching all over my entire body. So I mean, we're right in the middle of like my favorites here in terms of like the tone values. So I'm actually gonna like hop down here. Yeah, but you can see it's quite similar. If you just kind of isolate those in your mind's eye. A little bit pinker, but as it spreads out, you start to see a little bit of kind of the red that's in there. So we've kind of gone through like, you know, from cool bright pink to like a neutral shade to now we're getting to like a warm bright pink that's starting to lean a little more terracotta. I mean, it's not yet, but it's going to. Okay, and then we have the Say Beauty Dew Blush in Dreamy. This is also an incredibly lovely formula. It's quite sheer, it does stay dewy, but it's not so liquidy that it's frustrating, you know? And it does have a little bit of its own dry down, but it is quite like gel textured and a little bit more sheer, and you can really start to see that like pop of warm pink. All right, next we have this stick from Color Science. This is actually a sunscreen stick, and this is in the shade Berry, and this is a great formula. It is an SPF 50. It is kind of matte. It is a perfect, agreeable, a little bit stiffer than the M Cosmetics, but you know, it still applies with enough ease. It blends really beautifully with the fingers, and I just love the idea of something that functions really well as a physical sunscreen, but also is a beautiful color and actually functions well as a cream blush as well. Because a lot of times when they try and do those hybrid products, it does something well, but it doesn't do everything well. Like, I feel like this hits all the marks, and it comes in this little set that I got from Derm Store with two other colors, like a bronzer and a lighter blush, and they work just magnificently together, and I really enjoy that. All right, next we have Wine. I don't know where all of my Salt New York colors are. Like Blackberry, you could have argued is kind of over here in this area, but you know, we got Raspberry, we got Plum, and we got Wine. So I don't know where Blackberry is. So Wine is this very beautiful, deep, kind of translucent, reddish berry color. See that? Like it's quite red. It's, you know, it's supposed to be like red wine. Stay close to me. Yep, having another one of those I'm alone in a room talking to a camera days. All right, and the other Fjordsy shade in the Tower 28 is Power Hour, and this is where we do start to get into kind of a terracotta type thing. Yeah, see, it's getting towards brown, and for a lot of people, I think that like that little bit of yellow that's in there starts to really complement like olive skin tones, right? The olive will kind of cancel out the reddy orange and you will end up with more of like a flush, I think. I think that's how that works. Ooh, girl. Then we get into Daydreamer in the Melt Blush Light. Oh my God, I love this color so much. It serves a totally different purpose for me. It's kind of a topper for me, and it's also a little bit shimmery. And as it spreads out, it's just more of like a tan flush on me. But again, it's going to react to your undertones and, you know, anything orange in here working against cooler undertones or like green olive undertones, you're gonna get more of a natural looking flush, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I need to learn. All right, two more. Somehow I got the composition right here. So we have next the Shantecai Cheek Gelée in the shade Vibrant. This is a beautiful kind of rich raspberry shade. And I think I threw this in here because like it's almost completely red. And those two things don't like, oh, I just got it on my hoodie. Neat, cool, excellent. We leapt between those because this is like almost orange in contrast. And I think that that's actually really interesting too, because typically, oh, that makes me sad. Typically I will talk about this kind of in the same breath that I talk about something like this, and you can see how freaking different they are from each other. By the way, this is the M Cosmetics in Bitten, and this is the Melt Cosmetics in Daydreamer. So yeah. Like I can wear any of these. It's just a matter of kind of what I'm going for. And it's cool to see all these on my face at once because you start to see the differences between them. All right, and here is the last one. This is Blood Flower from Rituel de Fille. And this is another one that is very, very sheer. This is in the Nectar blush. And so the Nectar blushes don't really have any kind of opacity to them. And that's if you can wear a true red, guys, because I can't. I never wear this shade because red, it always goes, like it doesn't have obviously any cool tone in it, and so it just clashes with the yellow in my skin, and it just goes like this weird glowing candy apple cherry syrup kind of color on me. It pulls like orange or hot pink, and it is just not flattering. So that's why you never see me really talk about that. But if you can wear a true red, like it's a phenomenal formula. It's gorgeous. Okay, we're not quite done. We're not quite done. I have two more that I need to throw in. Okay, I have Summertime Wine from Fenty. Let's see. That's kind of up here. We can put it over there. Yeah, kinda. It's sort of a little cooler, but also bright freaking pink. Very interesting. And then, similarly, oh my gosh, Daniel Sandler. What am I doing? I'm so sorry, Daniel. I literally love him. Okay, so we'll go with the Daniel Sandler in Berry. I'm gonna put that like right here because it's so similar to the Storm Cloud paint, but it's like super sophisticated. Look at it. It's like a really similar shade to that. Yep. Yep. So good. Love it. That is in the gel blushes, the gel cheek colors. And then our final contender over here is the Cloud Paint in Haze, because it is like almost a fuchsia, honestly. And I'm just gonna throw her over here. There we go. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go through and name them for you one more time with the assistance of my telephone device. They sent me a picture of my son playing the piano. Oh yeah. Oh, I had one of those too. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. Okay. All right, so we have the Janessa Myrix shades over here. Then we have Cool Berry from Fenty, Phytosurgeons in Fervor. Then we have Plum or Sugar Plum from Salt NY. This is Eve from Glossier, Cloud Paint. This is the Thrive. Isn't that wild? Like, it doesn't come off. And this is the Thrive in Tessa. This is the Makeup by Mario, and it does come off. Isn't that crazy? And that is in Plumberry. I tried to do it without my phone and it just didn't work. It was really, really hard to watch. Oh, that's right, I swapped them. Then we have the Keirweis in, what was this called again? Effervescence, right here. Then this is the Rare Beauty in Nearly Berry, Salt NY Raspberry, Bitten from Flower Beauty, Ilia, A Fine Romance, Bitten from M Cosmetics, Storm Cloud Paint, Daniel Sandler Berry, Glossier Haze Cloud Paint, Fenty Summertime Wine, Power 28 After Hours, Say Beauty Dreamy. Yeah, Say Beauty Dreamy. And then we have Color Science Berry, Salt NY Wine, Tower 28 Power Hour, Melt Cosmetics, Daydreamer, Shantecai Vibrant, and Ritual de Fille Bloodflower. Holy macaroni. Guys, I think you know what we have to do now. We have to take a giant brush and blend them. This is going well. Eve is really out here. Well, as promised, guys, this has been a super normal time. I just want to thank you guys for always staying the course with me through all of my cockamamie ideas, and I hope that you have enjoyed attending your very first Fjordsfest 2021. So again, there's new merch. There's a Fjordsfest shirt, there is a Greetings from Fjorda, Land of Nuance shirt, and then there is a Stay Hydrated Wear SPF shirt that is a parody of the Sporty and Rich shirt, just kind of, you know, fitting for our morals here. I'm gonna wear this face of makeup for the rest of the day, and I will report to you guys how it wears at the end of my day. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go wash my face. And thank you for being part of Fjordsfest, guys. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Thank you so much for watching, for hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.